Listen, I'm about to save you $5,000 and 3 years of your life trying to find the perfect automation tool, because here's the cold, hard, cynical truth that no one in Silicon Valley wants to admit. And it's this, is that you cannot automate your way to true freedom. See, the gurus, they're out there screaming about AI bots and fully automated income streams like it's some kind of magic wand to reaching your dreams. They want you to believe that if you just buy the right piece of software, you can set it, you can forget it, and then you can essentially go sip margaritas while a server in a warehouse somewhere builds your empire. And yes, listen, there is a little bit of truth behind this, right? There's a bit of truth to this statement, but let me tell you, all in all, this is complete and utter total fantasy. Listen, the dreams are big, but the margins are thin. Welcome to the Home Business Hustle. I'm your host, Isai Rodriguez, and in my world, we don't do maybe, we do math. We don't follow trends, we build systems, right? No fluff, no filters, just the cold, hard truth. So let's dive right in, all right? So we're talking about automation. Automation is not leverage, right? Automation is just a more efficient way to manage a job that you still own. I have this buddy, Dave, right? Dave is he's a huge tech stack junkie, right? He spent 6 months and about $8,000 or so building his fully automated drop shipping and lead gen funnel, right? And, he had Zaps talking to Sheets, talking to bots, talking to AI. And I'm not going to lie, it was a beautiful thing. It was a masterpiece of engineering, if you ask me. And, me being this huge techie outside of the, business world, I kind of admired that, right? And for 3 weeks or so, it worked flawlessly. It worked beautifully. He made a few bucks. He was making some sales, but then, then came this, an API update, he told me, right? The software that he was using changed their pricing model, right? And then the AI that he was using started hallucinating and insulting his customers. And, Dave spent the next 3 months or so acting as a full-time digital mechanic, trying to fix the automation that was supposed to essentially replace him, right? I looked at him as he told me the story later on, and I realized, right, he didn't have a business. He had a digital babysitting gig. And I told him, I said, Dave, the 7-figure mistake that you're making is thinking that residual income comes from code. Unfortunately, it doesn't, right? Real lasting walkaway wealth has only ever come from one thing, and that's leveraging over other people's time, having that leverage over their time, right? And if you're trying to build a business where you're the only human in the equation, you haven't built a royalty, you've built a cage made of silicon. You feel me? Right? So let's look at the math of automation versus leverage, right? Because when you understand the difference, you'll stop, looking at software, buying software, and start building systems, right? Yeah, I mean, there is a time and a place for automation and software and systems like that, like tech systems, right? But it's not the whole thing. It's not the holy grail. It's not what's going to, again, you're not going to automate your entire business and essentially set it, forget it, and run off to the beach and live your life, right? It's not going to happen. So let's talk about that. So first, like the automation gurus, they tell you that, software saves time, right? But the math says otherwise, if you ask me, right? Think about it. Software depreciates, right? It breaks. It requires updates. If your passive income relies on a bot, you will forever be tethered to that bot. Your for lack of better terms, the IT department, right? That right there, that's not freedom, right? I know I do that for, I was doing that for many, many years as my day job, doing the IT thing, right? That's not freedom. That's a high-tech maintenance job at best, right? True residual royalty should work if if your computer is working or if it's at the bottom of the ocean, right? Meaning if you can't walk away for 6 months and have the income grow without you, then you don't have leverage. Now, question for you. Can you duplicate software? Well, yeah, sure you can. Absolutely. You can very easily copy and paste code, right? But can that code grow itself? That's a different question. And I beg to differ that no, it can't. Like because listen, software is linear. It does exactly what you tell it to do and nothing more, right? Nothing more, nothing less. It doesn't have an incentive to expand itself, right? It doesn't have a why, right? It doesn't, it won't find you new markets, right? It's not going to find a new niche or new markets or new, whatever, so that you can essentially expand and build your business without doing anything, right? There's a famous quote from J. Paul Getty, one of the richest men to ever walk the earth, if you ask me. And he goes, I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own, right? That's the secret code right there, people. That is the math of the elite of the elite, right? The creme of the crop. Think about it. If you have an automated bot, are you still earning, like if you have that bot, like you're still earning 100% of that bot's effort, right? If the bot stops, so does your income. Your income stops, right? That is still a single point of failure. But if you have a systematized network of people, then you have 100 different points of success, right? If one person takes a day off, you still have 99% of your productivity available to you. If you can take a month off, the system keeps moving because the people in that system have their own why, their own incentive, and their own drive to grow, right? So the truth is that wealth is a social game, not a technical one. When you leverage other people's time, you're tapping into the only infinite resource on the planet, which is the human ambition. Software doesn't have ambition, right? Software doesn't want to buy a bigger house for your family or for its family. People do, right? When you build a system that allows other people to win by using your structure, their effort becomes your equity, right? And that's how you score that's how your business scores, I should say, a 4 out of 4 on the hustle audit. So you can keep trying to find the perfect AI tool. You can keep trying to hack your way to a 5-figure month by yourself in your bedroom with a laptop and a prayer, right? But if you do, you're simply fighting an uphill battle against the math, right? You're trading your time to manage a machine that is eventually going to break, right? The alternative to that scenario is building a system where the leverage is already built in, a model where you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to be the person who owns the room. Are you following me, right? I'm talking about a structure that passes every single audit criteria, a model that's been creating residual royalty for over 60 years now, right? Long before the internet even ever existed, right? It doesn't require inventory. It doesn't require cold calling. And most importantly, it doesn't require you to be a digital mechanic. Right? And it's the only model that I've seen that focuses on the J. Paul Getty principle of leveraging, 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of your own effort, right? It's about building a team where everyone is incentivized to grow, which means that your income becomes truly passive because it's no longer dependent on your 24 hours. Are you with me? Right? It's dependent on the collective ambition of hundreds, if not thousands of people on your team. But look, if you're still convinced that a chatbot is your ticket to Bali, then listen, by all means, go for it. Do it. Enjoy your maintenance updates. Enjoy your 7-figure mistake. But if you're ready to see the math of real leverage, if you want to see the one model that actually scores a 4 out of 4 on the audit and uses people over pixels to build wealth, then I've put together the 7-figure mistake audit checklist just for you. This isn't a how-to guide for a bot or anything like that. This is a cold-blooded assessment, if anything, a tool to show you if your current plan is a business or if it's just an expensive tech hobby, right? Follow the link down in the description right now. Get the checklist, run your automation idea through it, right? And see the truth for yourself. And then when you're ready, you can stop building machines and start building a royalty asset, right? Alrighty then, my friends, this audit is now closed, but your move is just beginning. You've got the math, now go get the money. I'm your host, Isai, and this is the Home Business Hustle. And remember, if it doesn't scale, it's just another jail. So stop trading your time for a dime and start building your royalty. All right? I'm out, guys. Take care. Bye.